cutting guide, please click on the link in the description box down below for a PDF downloadable file. Hello, Tamara here. Nice of you to join me and welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. I really do hope you enjoy this tutorial that I have planned for this video. And in this video we are going to be assembling like our inner workings of our book. So in the previous videos that I've done, there is a walkthrough which I've used the Stamperia Winter Tales collection. I'll put a link to that walkthrough up there, so if you want to see what how the album's going to look before you make it, then that's the video for you. The next video, which will be then the makings up of our actually outer album and the little treasure box that we have attached to the folio. There's also a link up there on that iCard, so click on that and then that will take you back to this first part of the video. There is also a playlist which will be linked as well. So please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe on my videos, and it would really help. So in this video we're going to attach our waterfall. So this is our big waterfall that's going to go on to one of this middle page here. Because what I've done is I've put my box on this side of my album. The one in the walkthrough, I put it on this side, so I've kind of just mixed it around a little bit. So for the waterfall, you'll have a big flap, a band, a waterfall band, and you should have 8 pieces of the actual waterfall flaps that flap over. I'm sure there was 8 all in total. And so how we're going to put that together, so we start at the bottom. If you've ever done a waterfall before, we're gonna start at the bottom and then work our way upwards. That way we can gauge the what spaces we need. So for this you will need your double-sided tape, or if you're using glue, and we're going to put our tape or glue along the mountainside fold of our glue tab. Okay, and it's going to go all the way across. Now you can put it in the middle of that glue tab. You don't have to put it towards the edge, either edge. So if I just put one down, so I've taken my backing strip off, I'm going to line it up with the bottom of my book here, leaving my 1/8 of an inch gap, so that when our book is closed we haven't got pages sticking out. So try and line it up as straight as you possibly can, because this is then going to be our guide for all the other pages, flap mechanics that go on top of it. So once that's done, you can just burnish that down. So once you put your first one down, the rest just really go along the top. So if I just put that glue, that double-sided tape along that glue tab again, take off the backing strip, always causes me trouble. And then what we do is we're going to line the bottom bit of our glue tab with the top bit of the waterfall piece that you've just put down. So I just kind of line the sides up. So line this edge here and this edge here, so that I know that that's going to flow with the one underneath, and just then ease it down. There we are. There we go. Just didn't want to have a gap. There we are. And then just burnish that one down as well. There we are. And then carry on until you get to the top. I'm on my last one now. So we'll just put that on exactly the same as the rest. Like so. Push it down. And then what you need to do is just go along all of the waterfall flaps and just give them a burnish down. If you're using a Teflon bone folder like this one, you won't get any marks on your card. If you've got either a plastic one or a bone folder, you probably will need to put a piece of card over your black card so that you don't get a shine. Because with your traditional bone folders, they leave, especially on black card, they leave a shine behind. The only way I can describe it is if you've had a pair of black trousers and you've ironed them by mistake without having a cover over the top of them, you get that awful shiny look when you've ironed them, especially down your creases and things. It just looks hideous. So that's the only way I can describe it. It's the same sort of thing on your black card. So Teflon bone folder is the way to go if you work with a lot of black. So with your mechanism now, you've got a choice of how you want to put your have your waterfall. So you can either have it where you've got the bigger flap at the bottom and then you have your band at the top, like so. That's up to you if you want to do that. If you do it that way, you will need to add an extra flap in here to cover this part up. So if you decide to have it this way, just remember you will need to add an extra flap, okay? Because this one is what covers that flap up there. So just bear that in mind. But again, it's another option for you. But as I've only done the 8, I'm going to put my flap at the top. So the same thing, double-sided tape on that mountain fold loose tab. Burnish that down. And then just stick that on, exactly the same thing, following that line. There we go, and then burnish that down. Okay. Get rid of any air bubbles in that tape. So that's my top piece on. Now, we don't want to put, when we put our magnets on, we don't want to put them so that they are very taut like so. You want to have a little bit of give in them, because don't forget, when you start to fill your waterfall pieces up, flaps up with your pattern paper, your cardstock for your journaling, and then obviously your photographs as well, it's going to bulk up that area. So you do need to allow for things like that. But I'm just going to put this flap on. Now, another thing I haven't done, which I didn't do on my other album, which I want to do on this one, is round my corners. And it would have been easier to have done it before, but I forget. Okay, that's them all rounded and done. So now we need to think about putting on our magnets. Now, I'm going to tend to have this so it's quite rounded. So that, because I'm going to put quite a few things in this one, so I'm going to have to probably about there. What you can do is put your phone or something else like that, just to give that extra bit of height. So I've got quite big magnets for this one. I think these are about I think they might be 15 mil. wide by 1 mil deep. I just like them because they, for particularly this type of thing, because you are going to need quite a bit of force to keep them stuck down. So I attach mine with just a bit of tape, and for this one I'm going to put the magnet underneath like so. Then I'll just put my tape so it's sticky side up over that magnetic piece, and then let it find its natural force. And if you haven't got it stuck like I have, take that bit off like so. Like so, and then you can bring it over, and then it will just naturally find the paper. So then all you need to do is pull that bit off and then stick that down, so then that is stuck in that place like so. Okay, and take that out, and I think that might be a bit too much actually. I've probably put that I've got too much of a bend in there, but no matter, you can take it off and redo it. That's the beauty of doing it this way. So I'm going to have it about there, I think. There we go, that's perfect. Oh, come on, off you come. There we go, that's a lot better. So that's the bend that I've got. So it's not a huge amount, but once you start adding your paper and things in there, that's going to really fill that out. And then you could also put one underneath if you wanted to. I might just put one under there for the time being, and then but not stick it down. So if I then need it, if I don't need it, I can just take it off. So that's then that part of the album done. Okay, we're going to do our small pages that go across the top, like our little mini album that we've got in our folio. So you'll need to get the ones that we cut out for that, that mini album pages. So I'm actually going to do 2 of the pocket pages instead of having just plain pages on my album. So I've cut out 2 of those pockets there. In the PDF it says alternative pages, which is what I've cut, so you'll need those. You'll need your 2 little pockets, so page 2 and page 3, and the booklets, page 2 and page 3, your hinges, and then you should have, I mean, I've cut out the pages for page 1 and page 4, but I'm not going to use those because I've already done the alternative. So, and then you'll need your extra page flap, which is, I've named it as page 5, which is going to go on the back of our album. So starting with the hinges first, we need to attach them together. So as they're quite small, you'll just need one strip of your double-sided tape down the centre of that smallish one, because that's what is going to fit into the other hinge. So take the backing off of that, and then ever so gently line them up. So line the top and the bottom up, and then try and get the same distance between the 2 scored lines of that bottom hinge. And that seems to have gone pretty well without me having to fiddle too much. There we go. So burnish that down. So what we need to do is we need now to get our width and our measurements so that we can put our hinge on. So what I do is I'm going to go in about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm just going to mark those on there. So I'm going to come down 3/4 of an inch. Sorry, I'm going to come across 3/4 of an inch, line them up like so, and put them down. So that then is going to be where my hinge is going to go. So I'm going to come down, so I'm going to come off the cardstock that we've already put down, and so that's going to give my guide to how far it's going to go. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back of that hinge system, and I'm just going to put one line all the way down, okay, like so, and then open up, and I'm just going to put a couple of dots on there just to give me a bit of wiggle time, so that I don't just put it down and it's that's it, it's got to stick. So I'm going to line up the side of the hinge with my pencil mark, okay, like so. Make sure you try and get it as straight as possible, and that's good. Okay, once you're happy, just burnish that into place like so. Okay, now to put on our pages. Now for the we're going to start on working on the hinges first. So we just need our scissors. If I can find what I've done with them. There we go. And we're just going to snip off the corners of the hinges that we've put down. Now, yes, it probably would have been easier to have done it before I stuck it in, but I always do things in a different way. Okay, so we're going to start with one of the pocket folders. So that's just going to go onto our hinge like so. So putting your double-sided tape on to the both sides of your hinge. You could actually put them on both, you can actually put your double-sided tape on all the hinges actually, and then that's done then. So we put it on all of them like that. And I've just got a bit of overspill there. I'm just going to chop that little bit off just of the tape. So I'm just going to quickly burnish those down. Okay. Then taking your trusty pokey tool, just take off the backing tape of the last hinge, and we're going to put on our pocket page. So let's get that nice and lined up like so, and then firm that down. Turn it over and do the same that side. Okay, next one we're going to put on is the larger of, we need to do these, we need to stick these together, don't we? I nearly forgot. So, with your tape, if you get your construction tape, we're going to stick these together before we put it into onto our hinges. So I'm just getting a nice straight piece. So with that, we're going to go from the bottom. I'm not giving myself a big enough piece. There we go. And then this is too big, but I'll cut it down. So going right to the bottom, okay, on one side, turn it over, and then, that's not straight, is it? So get it straight. Not that it makes any difference. Okay, turn it over, and then I'm just going to ease that bit up, like so, and then bring it round. Okay, and then that's your pocket sort of closed. So you can go ahead and do that with your second little pocket page. But what I would suggest to you to do would be to just burnish and fold those extra creases down, because then that way it's going to make it a lot easier when you come to open and close your pages on your book. So again, I've probably cut that a bit too much. Cut that bit off. So going to the bottom and then up, and then I might just put an extra piece on there because I've cut that too short now, but I can just put it there. There we go. Burnish that over. So that's then your two pockets done. So you can go ahead and put them in. Now I'm going to put the taped edge at the top of my book, not the bottom. And then we can just ease this in and try and get it so that you've got the pages are level with each other as they go through the book. Okay, so the next one, so this is the second pocket page. Take off that double-sided tape, get that in, pull that down and push that in. So the last one is the next pocket page that I've done, which is the acetate pocket, like so. Open that up and then stick it in. Okay, getting it level with the pages underneath. There we go. And then we can just get our booklets and put our booklets in those two slots then, like that. Okay, we've completed then our little mini attached album, but my camera stopped recording for some unknown reason, and I'd ended up putting then this extra flap in on the back of the book, which is where I was going to put it, but obviously the camera stopped, so I didn't film it. So all I did was I put these in first, pushed my book up so it was sort of like that, and then slotted this extra page flap in on this side, so that when we close it, it is virtually next to this spine here. So it is, you just put your glue tab literally just on that fold line. So just before the fold line is where you put your extra flap. Okay, so let's put the box waterfall element together now. That this is going to be the what fits into our little treasure box that is on our album. So you would have cut them out already, and you should have labelled them box waterfall for those ones, or waterfall flaps. Then you need a bottom flap and a backing for your waterfall booklet. Okay, so you need those. Now we need to bring in our trusty score board, because we need to score our lines. So for the bottom flap, you just need a 1/2 inch score line, and this is going on the, so you've got your longest measurement, sorry, your shortest measurement butted up to your trimmer, and then the longest measurement is along the top. So we're going to score that at 1/2 inch. Okay, that becomes our bottom, and then for our the little panels for the waterfall, we're going to score them again with the short measurement down the side of your trimmer and the longer measurement at the top. We're going to score each of these again at 1/2 inch. So these now have all been scored, so we just need to fold those score lines over like so. Okay, and I'm just going to burnish those score lines down just to give them, just to make them extra crisp. Okay, so that's all then done. Oh, and I've got the bottom flap to do as well. Okay, so bringing in the waterfall backing sheet that we've cut out, we're going to start, as we have on the one that's in the book, we're going to start at the bottom and then work up. This bottom flap is going to fit underneath the card, so it's at the back, so we can put that on in a moment. So bringing in your double-sided tape, and look at that, I think I might just have enough just for this one. Oh, that was made for it. Luckily I have another. So bringing in our tape, we're going to tape, put our double-sided tape on the mounting fold side of your waterfall pieces, on every one. There we are. Oh, put one on. Now the one on the bottom flap goes on the inside of that glue tab, so on the valley fold. Okay. So once you've got all them on, we're just going to burnish them down. So, starting then, as I say, from the bottom, taking off your glue tab. Now I'm going to line up the two corner points, like so. And then once I think I've got it in the right place, I'm just going to stick it down. So, hold it in place. Make sure you've got it nice and level, and it's level with the sides of your piece, like so. There we go. And then just keep going up all the way to the top using your waterfall pieces. Now I tend to just then butt it up to the top of the one that you've just put down, and then just follow the lines, and you will find that it will just slot all into place. So if you want to carry on doing that all the way up, we're going to use the top waterfall flap as the actual closure flap, but we're just going to put the bottom bit one on now. So again, that comes off. I'm going to just put it up underneath. So it goes this way. That's right. I nearly had it right. So you want your waterfall flaps to be face down onto your desk, and then fold that glue tab over onto the back, and then that folds up and becomes then your little flap that holds it all together. So that then will go into our box, our little treasure box in there. Now you could go ahead and make a few more of those, because it will give you a lot of space in there to do that. Now for the covers here, we're going to do it in the next video, because we need to then cut our pattern paper before we can then start to finish this page off, or this cover off. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe. Every subscribe really does help. It really does. So I appreciate each and every one that does subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification button or the bell as well. That will be up here where it says subscribe. If you're on a mobile device, the little notification bell is next to it. Just click on that. All that means is that you will get notified every time I upload new content, so you will be one of the first to see my videos. Also, if you're on a laptop or a PC, down here in this corner here, if you just move your mouse over my logo, a little subscribe button comes up. You just click on that. It's really, really easy. Come and follow me on all the socials as well. I have links as always in the description box down below, as well as the PDF cutting file for this album. So thanks again for watching. Whatever you're doing today, be safe, enjoy your day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.